Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Around the Colosseum. You got me, and you got the ref, Danny Frost. And we're going to bring you the results of Thirst for Gold. I'm going to show you something real fast. Maybe it'll pick it up on the screen. I had to double check the name of the thing. Look what's at the top of my... Wait, you can't read it. But at the top of my match card, Broken Dreams. Somebody didn't change the header.
I don't work in IT. But how the hell are you, Johnny?
I'm good. You know what? I pulled a Danny Frost after the last show. You know how you like to go around picking up trash,
I
saving it?
mean, I don't know if I'd like to pick up the trash per se, but I do clean up after the show because
Well,
people.
I found laying on the ground, and hopefully I'm going to hold it Mighty Morphin Power Rangers like Morphin style. Found this on the ground. So I picked it
Oh,
up.
oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Those are limited. Somebody unlucked out right there because those are limited edition. One of however many that my wife cut for me. I have no idea. None. But they're
Yeah.
one-offs for now.
I'm not going to put it on my wall like you do your stuff. But you wouldn't be able to see if it was on my wall anyway. But yes,
Probably not.
I picked up your Danny Frost
I didn't see
stickers.
it. Nice. They're nice stickers. They're really good.
How are you doing, Danny?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a busy day at work. I look a little tired because I probably am. Um, yeah, went and did an install for somebody and then, came back to the house, watched my son pass out, and cleaned up his room a little bit, and here we are. About to talk about some wrestling.
Speaking of wrestling, show them that amazing gem of the item you showed me before we got
This thing.
on.
Oh, you mean this beautiful VHS tape? For those who don't know what a VHS tape is, this is what we watched stuff on in like the late 80s, 90s, a little bit into the 2000s before the DVDs came out. You required a special device called a VHS player. But anyways, this is Sting Unmasked from I believe 99. I don't have a good enough light over here to tell. And yep, no, 98. Sorry. Backstory, Sting is my goat of all time favorite. This poster and tape is failing me. It's okay though. It's okay though. Oh, come on now. Hang out right there. Anyways, yep, Sting's my all-time goat. That's why I'm going to meet him at GalaxyCon next month and definitely have that thing signed. I've been cursed. I've been attacked.
Well,
And it doesn't want to stay up. For those who don't know, I am your unofficial Empire referee champion. Gonna put that over here now. Right there.
it was a hard fought battle of you against the Invisible Man.
Uh, John Cena's here?
The 17-time world champion. Still doesn't beat Ric Flair, though.
Does not. 21? 21?
Yeah, 21 times.
21 time.
So let's talk about a champion from Empire. Jay Hazard retained his title against El Gallardo Uno and Skids.
And Skids. That was a really good match. I may or may not thought I won there for a minute. Obviously, I can't win a match. I'm a referee. It was a feel good moment there for a second, and then I got called an idiot. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, no, that was a fun match. They it was competitive, it was fast paced. Like I'm actually surprised by how quick movement the match was, even for Jay. Jay's usually a little bit more methodical, but I felt like he had a little bit of get up to himself on this one.
Talking about the methodicalness of the match, both Jay and Skid seemed to just ignore Gallardo Uno for the majority of the match. And Gallardo had to be like, look, guys, I'm in this. Feel my chops and stuff, you know?
Yeah, he came in there with a quickness, and he did his thing there for a minute, but excuse me, like I said, it was for me. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match. There's good pace to it. Of course, triple threats are going to be triple threats. There's not a lot I can do, but call the match by what rules are given to me. So Jay won that one. He won that one, all right.
Yep. And
Uh,
so,
did anybody check and make sure that Buddy didn't have a concussion? Because I didn't have time to be determined. I'm gonna write that down.
yeah, I don't know. I was at the announcer desk calling the matches, having fun there. So we
Wow.
had actually started off the night with Badger James versus Tommy Too Good in the pre-show.
Yep.
That VIP only slash Patreon only match that we put out,
Yep.
and Badger won.
I mean, Badger's good. I don't know if it was because, this is like I guess you can say a local port for Badger. I'm trying to be nice there. And this, I mean, how long's it been since Tommy's been here?
It's been several months, and Tommy had to
I,
drive from Wichita down.
that's a lot of elements that, like what did the drive have him a little, weathered? Uh, was there a little bit of nerves coming back to Empire for the first time in so long? I mean, like I said, this is a place for Badger. Badger's here. He's here all the time. So I mean, he's familiar with the way the atmosphere of the crowd works. He's familiar with the surroundings. Um, there, there's a lot of different variants that could go into it of why Badger was able to pull it over. But regardless, he was able to get the win.
And I did hear one person in the crowd, and I thought it was kind of funny. He called Tommy Too Good the San Francisco cheerleader reject because he was wearing San Francisco 49er colors.
I didn't even hear that. I guess I was so focused in on the match that I missed that one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay,
Now that
well, the way you went like that, I thought you were envisioning Tommy in a skirt, and I don't want to. I don't want
no,
that
no,
visual.
yeah, we're not doing that. Not here. Not
All
ever.
right, the official kickoff of Thirst for Gold with all the fans in attendance. You just had to pay your $12 to get in the door. Was Gemini versus Trench Blythe. I know Gemini hit his sliced bread a couple of times. Trench ends up still winning. Great
Yep.
showing for Crash Bros and overall Mutiny
Oh yeah.
that night.
It was another one out the gate. It almost set the tone for the night. It really did. And I don't know about anybody else, but I loved the gear color that Jim and I picked for this one. I don't know why, but it was working. Like I was just like, damn, I really like those colors together. It is one of those things that make you draw your eye in the ring. Definitely pulling you in to make sure you're watching me. So not me, the ref, but him, Jim and I.
Well, we brought up a man earlier in his record for world titles of 21, but there was a kind of urban legend, kind of just fan theory almost, that every time he wore a specific color, which I do believe was blue, like Jim and I wore that night, he would lose the match.
Hmm.
Did Jim and I have a Ric Flair moment with a blue colored mask and attire?
I don't know, Johnny. That's a valid theory to throw out there. You guys are gonna have to go back and look at some old footage and let us know.
And then our second match of the night, one of those cards subject to change. And boy, did that match ever change. Even halfway through, it still card subject to change changed. We had Eddie Levon versus Dan Weber.
I was
The special guest
so
referee Guy Sterling.
I was so excited for this match. Oh, excited for this match. I was like, they are gonna beat each other up. Just I knew it was gonna be physical and it wasn't gonna be a slow paced match. I just knew it. So I mean, y'all saw me. I'm calling for it. And here comes Drew. I respect Drew. He is our 51% majority owner, so he is the boss. But that was some BS. There was no reason that buffoon of a person should have
Guy Sterling.
ever been graced. Yeah, Guy Sterling, talking to you, should have ever graced the ring with one of my shirts on. There's a sacred shirt in that ring, and no. Bundy, if you would have seen me backstage, I was fuming. Finally, Drew came to his senses.
Well, I mean, Drew said you got finished with that paperwork the commission wanted you to do.
It was a bunch of BS, and it's all Guy's fault. It's
I I kind of feel like you might just be having a vendetta against the man
no, it's
because
him
he
against you.
pulled out
It's
the
him.
fact that you were said you would place money on Striker a few months ago.
If the keyword to all that was if I was a betting man, I'm not a betting man. I don't bet. It's a waste of money. There's too many variables. Not doing it. I've said it. Again, dealing with his BS. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, you did eventually come back, and
Yep.
Dan Weber did win the match.
Yeah. We had a solid two big men beating the crap out of each other, and it was great. Was great. And yes, Dan get the win. Like I've said it before, he is a monster. Nothing against Eddie, but it was Dan's night.
And like Dan does have a heck of a spine buster. I mean, I know the guys called it a mammoth or a heck of a blast or something like that. I'm like, it's about a 12 gauge spine buster because that is what Dan calls his spine buster.
Yeah, and it is. It's no. I don't want to feel it. I'd break in half, more than half. Oof.
I'm sure with my size, I'd just go through that ring if you hit me with it.
I don't know. Eddie's big.
All right. Then we had a 6-man tag with a bit of a different ending, and I've reached out to one of those people in the match to try to get something. They may not respond, but we had Trap with Kevin James Sanchez against God's Work, and it was Bishop Diamond, Deacon
Yep.
Hendricks, and
Yep.
Father Padge.
Yep.
Another one of those matches where you just knew who wanted to face off with who, and at
Oh
times
yeah.
they got it.
Oh yeah. It was definitely a give the fans what they want type of moment without it, like it happened so majestically. Everybody wanted to see Kevin get his hands on Deacon. Got his hands on him. Got his hands on Patch for a second there. It, Trap did a good job out there. Uh, I thought it was going really well. It was a good match. You could feel the crowd's energy for it. You could sense, I mean, you could sense the tension between the two very well.
Well, I think if Remy hadn't got distracted by that obsessed fan, then they could
I
have won.
I couldn't tell who it was. There was they were like the all I saw was a head, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And I'm pretty sure that's when all hell broke loose.
Yeah, I mean, on the announce booth, I'm watching the match, calling the match, and then I just see the guy coming out and Remy going ape shit, and Marquez trying to hold him off the guy, and so yeah, that ended up costing them the match. Kevin then is surrounded by all of God's work and gets beat down by the
All of it.
Saints, the three man that was already in the ring. And I don't know if Burnham took any shots or not, but Kevin
I would.
was left alone.
Yep.
And who was there to save him, Danny?
News 9, Colby Thielen
With a chair.
with a chair. And they scattered. They did not want that. None of it. And what did that lead us into, Johnny? Tell them about it.
Well, May 3rd at the Riot on 66, it will be Colby Thielen in his second ever match.
You said second match?
Second match ever.
Second match
He
ever.
will be
Wow.
tagging with Kevin Sanchez against Deacon Hendricks and Father Padge at the Chicken Shack in Arcadia. The Father Padge and Deacon Hendricks. So what?
Isn't that where it was last time?
It is where Colby won last time against the same opponents.
Whoa. Okay. The brain's ticking. It started clicking, and I remembered I like chicken, and Colby was there. Just saying.
Which also that night we're gonna have Spooky Fruit of Oklahoma City performing. I've
Yes,
not
we
heard
have.
about them. I know.
Nor have I. But we going to.
Yeah.
We're going to find out quick. Because that is only, as of recording this, 2 weeks and a day away.
Yep. It's one day after the Malachi's Nectar of Madness beer comes out at 4-4 Brewery. I think there.
I don't know why people like having tongue twist words, but you got it out, so I don't even have to say it. This is not something you want to miss. If you're a true fan of ours and you want to come out and support, this is the event to come to. It's going to be fun. I believe we're going to have food trucks. We have some of the wrestlers out there. Get some pictures, shake some hands, ask some questions, drink a beer, buy a 6-pack, see what happens.
I know it's definitely something that I want to have in my wrestling collection is a beer from that limited edition.
Are we sure you're not?
Say what?
I mean, you don't think your broadcast partner can get you taken care of?
I mean, somebody better be taking care of me because I got to work that day and I can't make it to Oklahoma City.
Put it like this, Johnny, I don't drink beer, but damn it, I'll have a beer for you. Not that I'm going to drink them, hold it for you and wait to give it to you at the next show. So, but if you haven't joined the Patreon yet, I want you to know I'm disappointed in you. Because you're slacking. You're missing out on a whole free ticket to the show. Like, it's 2 tickets to the show. 2.
At the $10 tier. Higher
At
tiers,
$10.
you can get more.
I'm just saying, like, why have you not joined yet? And for those who have joined, we love you. We love the ones who haven't joined yet, but you're slipping. That's all I got to say about that. I don't mean like Stone Cold. That's all I have to say. You should be on the Patreon.
So, as our intermission concluded, we then got the pleasure of watching our EPW tag team division in action when we had International Fight Club minus what 5 foot worth of them and
Something like that.
facing off against the Psychotic Messengers.
I think he was still stuck in Vegas, trying to make money or something. I missed a couple.
Yeah, as far as I know, Substool Tommy still has not got enough money to get his plane ticket back to Oklahoma.
We shall see come the 3rd.
So, in my opinion, a no-brainer. Messengers retained. Like, a heck of a fight. International Fight Club did put up a challenge. They
100%.
fought their hearts out. But messengers, they just seem unstoppable.
I mean, they are hot right now. They're on a roll. The dynamic relationship between Tank and now I believe it's Malachi the Mad. It's who's gonna stop him?
I believe Malachi has always been Malachi the Mad. We just haven't used that moniker.
He is now because they is mad good right now. Like they are hot. I don't know who's gonna stop them. I really don't.
And on their streak, they also got some new gear. Nice, shiny,
You saw that?
looking good. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. I may have got distracted by it during the match. I was like, oh, is that shiny? My prep? No, it's wait, no. Yeah, so no, it was nice gear. Um, could that been part of the reason? The new gear, they got a little bit of, even more of a pump behind them. So I mean, no shade to IFC. Like you said, they fought a great fight. They went out there to do what they could. I mean, probably a few times they may have had the upper hand there and here and there, but like we say, I mean, psychotic messengers are veterans. They've been tagging for a long time. They know each other.
And
They
IFC
know
is still green as goose shit when it comes to their career. There will come a day when they are the
this
tag team champions.
this conversation is completely different. We're talking about a completely different tag team in the come ups, and we're talking about how IFC is that dominant. Like you said, one day they're going to hold the straps. They're going to have some titles. I believe that.
And then one of the matches that I was super excited for, and I went up to the young lady before the show, got her 8 by 10, talked to her just slightly. Miranda Gordy from Bad Street USA
Yeah,
faced off against Emmy Camacho.
yeah,
And the size difference between the two ladies,
yeah.
David versus Goliath almost.
It almost was. I was very surprised. I had never met neither one of the ladies. I This is the first women's match I've gotten a ref, so the dynamic was a little different. Obviously, if you couldn't tell at the very beginning, I was very like, I don't, am I good to even check your pads like right? I don't know how this works. It's 2025. That was the first match. Ladies were, I mean, Emma was nice. Amy was nice. Miranda's Miranda. It was a fun match though. It really was. Like
Yeah, I could tell at the first of the match you were like worried that your Lady Frost would be watching and seeing the potential.
no, no. It was more like, is the commissioner gonna get mad at me for something? Like, am I good? Like I'm looking over at him like,
Yeah, but Miranda could have just clobbered you if she didn't like that.
wouldn't have took much. That's a strong woman.
What? Yeah, strong, and she threw Emmy around for a bit. She just clobbered Emmy.
She did. She did. I
Like,
wouldn't know if anybody was expecting that. I mean, I'm sure somebody was expecting it, but not to what we saw. But kudos to Emmy though. Like Emmy, this is the first time I've ever got to see either one of them compete, so I don't know a whole lot about their back. Well, I mean, I know one of their backstories. I don't know Emmy that well, or much about her reputation. So for her to pull it out over Gordy, I mean, pretty. I think that says something.
I mean, that was a surprise win by Emmy for anybody. Like, especially the way Miranda Gordy was dominating her.
Dominating.
And then our semi main event, because we have one other match after this, was our EPW Heavyweight Championship. You had our EPW champion, Damian Morte, against the one man band, the man who has kids, Heath Slater. And what is Damian Morte's biggest match of his career? Not just Empire, but his career.
For the heavyweight title. This one was a seat edge of the seat grabber because I mean there's a lot at stake for this match. I mean if Heath wins, the belt's gone.
You want to know what really surprised me about this match? The fans' reactions. Because
Oh,
generally, all these shows that I've seen where people got brought in, even if the people like Heath is a heel, the fans always cheer them because they are that big name. They are that superstar, that world travel wrestler. They're cheered.
they're excited
And
to see him.
Heath had a little bit of cheer coming out,
Oh yeah,
but once Damien hit the arena, came through those curtains, it was all over. Nobody cheered for Heath.
it
Like
they
we
definitely
expected the great action. We expected what to happen. We kind of expected, didn't quite expect each man putting our opponent's face into the tables, but we expected great action. We did not expect Damien's fan reaction to be
no.
cheers and Heath getting none.
Oh yeah, Heath definitely started to catch some heat and some boos from the fans. And at first, I think it caught him off guard, but then it kind of juiced him up. Like he was feeling it. He was like, okay, boo me, me, okay, okay. And this is your guy. Say less. I mean, like you said, took him out there, threw him into the table, was talking smack to one of the fans right there in the front row. I
Talking
believe
back to several of the fans.
several of the fans. I mean, it was normally I'm not that lenient in my count, but I felt like it was a bit of special circumstances, and I wasn't about to count this one out. Not a snowballs. I want this one's got to end in our ring, and it
I think there
did.
would have been a riot if you counted them out because you would have been robbing the fans of a decisive victory and
Exact
a heck of a match.
hell of a match. Hell of a match. It was a great match. Uh, luckily for the Empire world, nation, whatever we want to be, Morte, in fact, did get the victory, retaining our heavyweight title and keeping it here at Empire.
Oh yeah, and I would definitely like to see that ran back a couple of times again.
I would like to be a fan actually in the crowd. That way I can actually watch the match because it was a great one.
And then our main event of the night, the thing that sent the fans home happy. Well,
Oh,
some of the fans home happy
some of the fans, not all of them.
was a Thirst for Gold ring battle royal, where the
We
winner
had
was the first ever to have the Thirst for Gold ring. All the winners of the night, except for Emi Camacho, were involved in that match.
so in total we had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 total competitors in the battle royal, if my count is correct.
And of those 10 people, we had three different teams. Because you have the Crash Bros that entered into or won their right into it individually.
Yep.
You had the Psychotic Messengers who won their right into it by defending their titles.
Yep.
You had God's Work who defeated Kevin.
Yep.
So there's your three teams that entered in. And I found it very interesting that the people who drew number one and number two was none other than Malachi and Tank Bryson.
You know, Lucian came up to me talking about how is that possible? How is that possible? It's random roulette. We I can't control fate. It was just destined that they were going to have to wrestle in the opening of it. Can't. I mean, maybe you should have lost. I don't know. But then you wouldn't be champions anymore. So that'd be a whole different story and a different conversation we had, 5, 10 minutes ago.
Which I mean, they're tied up, but they didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, it was
Once
very.
Badger James came out, that's when the real action began.
When I tell you I felt a New Day moment coming so fast, from them, the tag team being in the ring together, they were just going to start doing maybe one of the other ones, throw the other one over, just goof. I don't know. I felt something coming. Like you said, here comes the next guy. And sure enough, as a team, he got beat up pretty quickly.
Which the order of the people after that kind of gets a little fuzzy to me on who came out. I didn't quite read that down. But like once everybody got into the ring, there was a lot of action still happening. A couple of high spots, and you were on the outside. You were up close, running circles, or really just trying to make sure no one got eliminated that you didn't catch. Like, what was the action up close for you?
Intense, extremely fast pace. There was no locking on to one person. I had to bounce back and forth between everybody as quick as I could just to see who may or may not be eliminated next. There's a couple of them that I completely almost missed. I just happened to see a foot or something heading to the ground or an arm up on the other side, came around and was able to check. Hey, yeah, you're definitely on the ground. You're out. Hey, you're out. Hey, you're out. Get it to the back. Let's clear it up because we had a tight space and I wasn't trying to have bodies everywhere.
And then eventually it would get down to our final two competitors, Deacon Hendricks, an EPW original, and Damian Morte, our current champion.
When I tell you, I didn't know which way this one was going to go. I was surprised by the final two. Didn't really know who to expect in the final two. So when it came down to this one, it was really who's going to get the upper hand.
And the upper hand eventually went to Deacon Hendricks, who is the first to hold the EPW Thirst for Gold ring.
I'm not sure. Yes, nothing against him. Congratulations to you, Deacon. Well deserved. But there was a pun in my statement when I said upper hand. There was quite a few upper hands reaching down to allow Morte just to right over that top rope. Beautiful regardless. Of course, I went to check on him, make sure he was okay. Man was in shock. He thought he had it in the bag, and that bag was not his because that ring belonged to Ozzy. So it's a privilege to be able to share the moment with him, even though I got startled out of the ring very quickly. But it was congratulations to him. It's well deserved. Guess we're gonna have to find out who the next one's gonna be.
Right, and like you said, it was a well deserved thing. Congratulations does go out to Deacon Hendricks. But that wraps up our review of Thirst for Gold. And if you liked that event, if you missed that event, don't worry. We have like 22 other events coming up where we're having wrestling. It's not even counting our release party for the Malachi Lager.
Nope.
Second at Core 4 Brewery. So yeah, check out our Facebook if you haven't liked our page, like that. See all those updates. See the promos for these matches.
Yep.
If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for joining us
very much
supporting us there. If you're watching it on free YouTube, join Patreon. You get it sooner. You get free tickets.
Free ticket.
Find us on Instagram. Find us on Twitter.
Everywhere.
We have a website that's under construction where you can buy merch at, which we had merch. We had wrist or slap bracelets. We had bottle openers. We had hats. We had shirts. If you're not making it out to Empire, if you're not checking us out on all these media platforms, you're missing out.
Completely missing out, Johnny. 100%. Couldn't agree with you any more. Y'all slipping. Plain and simple.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been myself, Johnny Aman, and your favorite ref, the next ref of the year, Danny Frost, and Around the Coliseum. Thank you for joining us.